and welcome back to the Natty's Finest Fantasy Football Report. I'm a commish, and I'm reporting to you live from the Natty's Finest Studios. It is week 10, ladies and gentlemen, and if you're good at math like the commissioner is, you know that there's 3 more weeks left in the Natty's Finest season. The playoff push is officially on. You've been warned. Signed, the commish. Okay, we're on the cusp of a C-level D grade, Thursday night game between the Jags and the Colts. The commish doesn't have too many starts this week. He obviously has Reggie Wayne in there, who's been nothing but a great receiver this year. And if you're needing a quarterback, I obviously put Andrew Luck in there, but I don't think he's a starter on any team as it stands right now. But there you have it. That's the week starts of the week for the Thursday night matchup. Let's get into this week's report, and I'm going to recap last week's games, talk about the weekly awards, prizes a little bit, take a look at the current standings, as well as this week's huge matchups, and, as always, the Natty's Finest Power Rankings. Oh yeah, and I had the chance to catch up with the manager of MF Jones to chat a little bit about his team and his huge performance last week. And we'll get into that a little bit later in the show, so the commission will definitely share that with you guys. Let's get into last week matchups, starting off with Dem Boys versus You Got Mossed. Really the only thing I got to comment in this game, obviously You Got Mossed did win on the back of A-Rod, putting up another huge game. 40 points, 3 or 4 touchdowns. Definitely riding A-Rod on this winning streak for You Got Mossed, still in first place. Next up, we had Shady McCoys versus MF Jones. 191-61, Shady McCoys. I mean, Doug Martin, 74 points, scored more than your entire team? I mean, what are you doing? 2-7? Let's take a look at exactly to see, MF Jones' thoughts, with this interview. Check it out. It's the commish.
How you doing? It's the Commissioner Natty's Finest. I'm here with MF Jones. Great week 9 performance last week by Doug Martin. Wanted to bring him on the show, have him comment a little bit. What was your first reaction when you saw, I don't know, it's his second touchdown. I'm sure it was like a 50-yard run. How'd you take that?
Well, of course I was excited. I mean, I knew he was in for a big day. He played a poor run defense. 2 weeks before that, he had huge numbers. So in drafting him, this is what I expected from him. Maybe not this much. I don't think anyone expects this, but I expected solid numbers. So I'm pretty impressed with him.
So after the 4th touchdown, I mean, are you just sitting back, what are you doing? What are you thinking about this time? Man, can't any better than this? Are you thinking take him out the game, he'll get hurt, or keep it going? What?
Honestly, by the 4th touchdown, I'm looking towards next week. I'm looking to Sofa King legit because I knew I had this week wrapped up.
Let's touch upon that. The Sofa King legit, I think they're going to get a W this week. Peyton Manning's performance was pretty good. Do you have anything to tell him next week, or the rest of the league for that matter? Your team's sitting pretty hot right now. You've obviously got a couple good running backs on the shore, having 3 touchdowns. I mean, 7 touchdowns between 2 running backs. That's crazy. What are you going to say to the rest of the league?
I mean, just watch out. I feel like my record doesn't really display how good my team is. I have Arian Foster as my #1 running back, and he was the least scored running back that I had last week.
That's scary.
So I had LaShore, who put up 3 touchdowns. Then I had Doug Martin put up 4, and then Arian Foster only put up 1. He's a consistent one. So watch out when my team really gets rolling.
All right, there you have it. It's Commissioner Natty's Finest. I'd like to thank MF Jones for coming on. We'll see you in a Week 10 update. We're out.
Okay, there you had it. MF Jones, obviously a lot on his chest he wanted to get off, expressed a lot of upside for Doug Martin, kind of see and know his thought process and why he picked him and where he stands on his team right now. Let's keep it rolling with Wildcats versus Whoa There. Wildcats team's rolling right now. Chris Johnson, 4th straight double-digit performance. Is he back, ladies and gentlemen? We'll have to see. He sure looks like it to me. Next up, we had EA Sports, who's riding another hot streak, versus Ho Effin' Show. Ho Effin' Show, I saw you didn't start a flex. You're going to need to pick this up. We don't give free wins out. EA Sports did get the win. You're on a hot streak. Ho Effin' Show, you've been warned. America's team versus the Rook. Great game right here. In the end, the Rook did win 140-123. Bears defense. I mean, how many wins have they got the Rook this year? Had another 5+ turnover game, 40+ fantasy points for a defense. Geez, that sounds like a top 3-round pick, I guess. I mean, 40 points and getting you wins like that. Whew. Next up, to the game of the week, last week, that is, So Fucking Legit versus Gully Gully. In the end, it was a blowout. Like the commish had thought, without Tom Brady, Gully Gully just didn't have enough starting line. Tannehill, So Fucking Legit had 5 starters putting up 20 plus points. That's just too much. Too much. Week 9 award, if you recall, was highest total team points. Obviously, that goes to MF Jones putting up 191 last week. And week 10, ladies and gentlemen, will be highest points by any player on your team, defense, offense, kicker, anybody on your starting lineup, highest points this week. Okay, let's take a quick break. We'll be right back with the current standings, this week's crucial playoff matchups, and of course, the Natty's Finest Power Rankings. It's the commish, Natty's Finest Studios. We'll be back.
They think that you all are a bunch of lowbrow Neanderthal shitheads. They think they are gonna gut you and leave you laying on the highway with your insides hanging out. So the goddamn buzzes can eat your no-playing asses. Coach, you're gonna have a stroke. I don't get strokes, motherfucker. I give them. Oh, no.
Okay, it's week 10, managers. 3 more weeks until playoffs. Let's see how the standings look at this point in the season. Okay, you got Moss still in first place by 1 game, So Fucking Legit. And the Wildcats 1 game back. We got 4 teams 2 games back, and them boys and Wodare sitting at 4 and 5, with Wodare having that last playoff spot right now. EA Sports, I got to touch on, making a great playoff push right now. Just 1 game back from the last playoff spot. And Shady McCoy's and the whole effing show, it's clearly that every team looks at you like a free win for the rest of the season. I mean, is that fair for the commission to say? If it's not, who cares? That's what we're looking at you as. This week's matchups, let's talk about that a little bit, are turning out to, like I said, critical, significant matchups if you're trying to get into the playoff, if you're trying to get a good seed in the playoffs, critical matchups. Starting out with Dim Boys sitting at 4 and 5 versus Wodare sitting at 4 and 5, looking for that last playoff spot. Both teams needs a win. Great matchup to follow if you're going to follow a game this week. Next, we have Wildcats on a hot streak right now versus Gully Gully. Brady's back for Gully Gully. Which quarterback is Wildcats going to start? Palmer went off last week, didn't have him in the lineup. Rivers, who knows what he's going to do? I don't know. That's going to be a big question. Next up, you got Lost, first place team versus EA Sports, really hot team. EA Sports basically is in a win and out situation for the rest of the season if he wants to get into the playoffs. A-Rod is on a bye this week. That bodes well for EA Sports, not well for you just got lost. America's team versus the whole effing show. Like I said, the league is looking at the whole effing show like a free win, so that's all I need to comment on that. Shady McCoy's versus the Rook. As like the whole effing show, Shady McCoy's free victory. The Rook, you got him this week. You should get the W. Now it's time for the commissioner's game of the week. And this week is between So Fucking Legit sitting at 6 and 3 versus the hot MF Jones sitting at 5 and 4. Both teams coming off huge wins last week and looking to stay on their win streak. Going to be a playoff type atmosphere out there that matchup. I think in the end, Manning, I just can't go against him. He's going to take down Cutler. He's going to take down MF Jones. Got to roll with Manning and So Fucking Legit in this game. All right, with that said, let's get into the power rankings.
Natty's Finest Power Rankings, brought to you by Natty's Finest Studios. 1. You just got Moss. 2. So Fucking Legit. 3. The Wildcats. 4. MF Jones. 5. The Rook. 6. Gully Gully. 7. America's Team. 8. EA Sports. 9. Whoa There. 10. Dim Boys. 11. The Whole Effin' Show. 12. Shady McCoy's.
Okay, that about wraps up this week's report. I'd like to thank MF Jones for his hospitality, letting us take the time out and talk to him for a little bit. Welcome back to the studios anytime you like. Good luck this week to all the league managers. As always, may the odds be ever in your favor. It's Commish, Natty's Finest Studios. I'm out.